Parenting sons to respect women and screens in bedrooms of minors. I'm going to share how I handle internet access with my children, and you're going to hear one story why your child wants you to set limits. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Annette and I'm a parent encourager, and I help you to embrace boundaries with a strong-willed and empathy-filled child so that you can cherish a bond for life. When my children were young, they're now 15 and 12 by the time I'm filming this, I received the advice that internet access for minors is best kept in open shared spaces on family devices, and this is something that we have instilled since they were young. And as you can imagine, there is pushback, and this is what happened here this week. One of my children smuggled a device into their bedroom, and when I opened the door and saw the child there, I said, would you like to continue with the device downstairs, or would you like to go to our TV room? I was met with a lot of anger. And this is where this gets really tricky. I left that bedroom, came downstairs, and my child came after me and sat across from me, very, very angry. And this is where then I, as a parent, freeze, and I'm not really able to problem solve with my child anymore. So I found myself sitting here and I was staring out the window, and I couldn't even remember in the moment why I had set that limit. And I had all these thoughts of, I am so strict, I'm the worst mom, I'm really failing at this. And what tends to always come up for me is a belief like, my child doesn't love me. Please leave me a comment if that in any way resonates with you and if you've been in a situation like this. This is a very old belief that I formed when I was very young, and saying no wasn't always safe. So in that heat of the moment, I can't think clearly, and sometimes I'm able to say something like, I see that there's a lot of anger here right now, and I'm willing to speak about this when we both feel calmer. So once I've removed myself from the situation and I'm able to come back into my body and calm down a bit, after I've identified my belief of what that is, and this could be anything for you, you could be thinking, oh, my child should respect me, or they should know better, and whatever may come up for you, I then ask myself, how old is this belief? And when my answer is that I have thought that about someone else before, that he or she doesn't love me, and it could sometimes, or it often is older than my child itself, then what I notice is that I'm simply projecting my stuff onto my child. And I have some ideas about making a video to explain that concept of projecting. And if you're interested to do a more visual demonstration of how this unfolds, leave me a comment below, just simply saying projection. So after I name my belief, I then remind myself why I'm setting that limit. And for now, with the information I have as a mother, my reason is that I'm not allowing the world access to my child while they are growing and developing. I want to keep my children safe, but that doesn't mean that I'm an extremist like the next person. I love technology. A friend of mine just moved to a different country, and the fact that I can just see this person whenever I want to is just brilliant. So my children, my eldest has had a smartphone since she was 13, and she has WhatsApp to connect with her friends. She has music, she has a game app, and a few more things. And my son has an iPod. He loves listening to music. And all this is within limits. And I am currently working on a guide to help us parents support our children to transition from a screen onto another activity or whatever needs to be done. And if you would like to, I'm going to leave a link just down below where you can sign up to my newsletter, and this guide is going to go out very shortly. When everyone has calmed down, I usually look for that conversation with my children. So it's not just me walking away from conflict. It's the just the knowing that in the heat of the moment, none of us can really problem solve and access our rational thinking brain. And when what happened then the days that followed that incident was we sat down and with kindness and as open as I can be, I listen to my children's point of view, and they are usually willing to listen to my point of view. I want to share some proof with you. Last weekend, I was sitting with my son in the living room on the couch, and we were jumping from one streaming service to another. We were trying to find a movie to watch together. And I found myself explaining and justifying why I didn't want to watch a certain movie. And this is the moment where he turned to me, he looked me in the eyes, and he said, "You can just say no." He had said this many times to me before, and it was only last week that I was really able to hear him. This is firmness and kindness when we just give someone a no. And if I had continued with my explaining and giving justifications, I would have wasted his time, and that is in a way for me a lack of respect. So to respect him and value his time, I just said no, and we moved on, eventually found a beautiful movie to watch together. And how this really put me at ease with him now embarking in going into these teenage years and him growing into a man is that I felt reassured that this boy, or growing to be a man, underneath it all, he knows that a woman has the right to say no. So here are 3 steps to finding that courage and saying no. And the first one is to identify that belief. Number 2 is the why behind your saying no, and that usually includes some aspect of respect for your child. And number 3 is to find proof for yourself why your child loves you. Either they say that to you or they show that to you. And this is going to be really helpful for the next time another conundrum or conflict comes up. I'm going to leave my screen time playlist up here where you can find more examples how to set boundaries with your children. And I want you to remember that it's not about getting everything right in parenting. It's simply that your child needs continuous encouragement, just like a plant needs water, and so do you.